Hey Don, thanks for coming out. Going to do a quick recap here of the lesson. Drawing a sway line there, bump line over here on your left, my right. Spine line. Take the club away. We talked about the relationship between your Adam's apple and your belt buckle and how we need to get that Adam's apple behind that belt buckle in the downswing after the transition or to start the transition. In our lesson, we talked about your legs, especially your right leg, getting that thing a little straighter so that we can get a little more pelvic tilt to work back down to the ball and create a divot. You can see you're really, I think I said during the lesson, almost like you're sitting in a chair. The hips are very level. And then it creates a little bit of scoop, and you had said not much of a divot. Do a good job getting to a good finished position. This is a down the line view. I'm going to rewind this here quick. Draw a plane line. Whoops, I'm sorry. Draw a plane line here. Then we're going to draw some posture lines. You can see in your takeaway here that the club gets worked inside pretty easy or pretty quickly. Underneath this plane line, we'd like that to work up that lower green line. I think once we get this right leg working better, we're going to get it working up that line easier and more often. So a little scoopy because of the lack of rotation through the ball. After that, we went and looked and built a robot swing, and we talked about that right leg and you getting a feel for that right leg getting taller or longer in the backswing. And then we talked about you keeping your head back, not in particularly on this swing. Your head worked out and towards the target. That would mean that the Adam's apple got out ahead of the belt buckle. And we worked on that feel right after this when I saw it. When you're doing your robot swing, you could see that your head is out and off this posture line. It worked towards the target. So we did more robot reps where you had a sense of that Adam's apple relationship, Adam's apple belt buckle relationship. This is when I tried to get you to create a straighter right leg at the top. When you did do that, this again is where the head got a little bit out ahead of the belt buckle to start the downswing. See, the head moves first. This is where I had you concentrate on the Adam's apple staying behind the belt buckle in the transition. You can see the right leg breaks down a little bit, but I have you focused on something else. Definitely a better job getting that belt buckle out ahead of the Adam's apple. Really good work here. Now we're back to trying to get that right leg straight at the top, and you did a good job there. And I was hoping to see that the relationship with the belt buckle and the Adam's apple stayed the same. You got it kind of okay, but not ideal here. You can see the head move forward to start the downswing rather than this left knee working to get so that it shows that the lower half is moving first. Not the end of the world. We were hitting some really good baby draws and little pull draws at times during this lesson, so that was exciting to see. Over here on the left is the finished product after one lesson. Over here on the right is the first guy, or the first swing that we got recorded. Draw the same lines in each. Get them both working similar. You can see the one on the right, your first swing, or the first swing we got recorded, definitely got pulled inside quicker. I can see just in the legs, in the lower half here, right hip is higher. Look at how it affects your takeaway. Hands are working up the line better, not underneath the line. Club head's working up the line better. Definitely more in the shot at the top to start the downswing. Club starts to shallow. Much better job holding on to angle and turning back down to the ball. So I think what I would do, or what I'd like to see you do, is do a couple drills where you take your left hand and put it on your right shoulder and right hand on your left shoulder. Cross your arms, essentially, hands on opposite shoulders, and turn to the top and see if you can't do some mirror work where you're turning to the top and trying to get the right side of your belt higher than your left side of your belt so that we can get some pelvic tilt and working back down to the golf ball. That would be the first drill. And then I want you to feel, once you're there, feel those legs work out towards, maybe put a stick on the ground like we did here, and feel those legs work out in that direction and let the body follow. In other words, get that belt buckle moving before we get the Adam's apple moving to start the downswing. But really good work. Saw some big change in ball flight throughout that lesson. It was a lot of fun. If you need help in the future, I hope you give us a call. And look forward to hearing about scores.